let's look at some of the features of the theory of change. The theory of change pulls together, as I mentioned, a process that moves us from our mission all the way through to a reflection process. What I'm going to do in this lecture is talk you through some of the steps and the questions that you need to answer or think about when crafting your theory of change. Right now we're looking at the macro perspective on the theory of change, and later we'll be going into the finer details and looking at these perspectives in more detail. When we think about our mission, I've put together some guiding questions for you to think about as you go through. Firstly, what are my values and guiding principles? This workbook might be helpful for you to write in people's names over here and perhaps go through getting them to answer these questions for themselves. Nevertheless, let's begin. A mission is about values and guiding principles. It's about thinking through, who am I? What am I about? Or, in the case of your organization, what are the values and principles and beliefs of my organization? What is my organization's mission? Secondly, what are my assumptions? What am I thinking about, or what am I not thinking about? What are my blind spots? Thirdly, who is my target audience? Some organizations believe that every single human being on the earth is their target audience. This is not practical. What we need is to identify certain population groups and be very, very specific about who our target audience actually is and build a profile for those individuals. Next, we have our strategies. What are our specific strategies? In other words, what do we do to achieve the processes that we claim to achieve, or the outcomes we hope to achieve? When we think about our outcomes, we need to think about not only what outcomes we hope to achieve, but we need to be very critical about what our current strategies are actually achieving at this moment, and then think about what needs to be tweaked or shifted to achieve the outcomes we actually desire. Finally, let's reflect. What have I learned from this process? What have I learned from going through this systematic process of envisioning and aligning what we do with the results that we want? And how can we improve that? How can we tweak that? How can we make that better? And how can we use this to invest in the next step, in the next process of renewal, of efficiency, effectiveness, and improvement?